Got a little confession to make to you guys. And that confession is that I was a horrible employee. I was probably one of the worst employees out there. And instead of banging my head against the wall trying to become a better employee, a better worker, a more efficient worker, I decided to go in a completely different direction and actually follow my strengths and become an entrepreneur. Because really, when you just cannot function in a work environment and you just can't show up on time, you're supposed to be there at 9, get there at 9:02, boss is all over you because you're 2 minutes late, you just can't get up on time for work, you're just not motivated to be there. You know, it's not like you don't like the people around you that you work with, you just don't care, right? You don't care about the company culture, you don't care whether the business succeeds or fails. That is a sign that you need to become an entrepreneur. You need to start your own business. You need to do your own thing where you will be fully invested and you will be fully motivated to work, to make money, to earn a living. Okay, because there's nothing worse than staying at a job that you hate, that you just despise. It's like every weekend you have to soak it up, right? You got to soak up every weekend because you know Monday's going to come and you're going to be like, shit, it's already here. You ever find yourself dreading like Sunday night? Like, oh, gotta go to work tomorrow. The weekend's already over. It just flew right by. That's a sign that you probably need to do your own thing. Even if you don't want to start your own business, it's a sign that you need to find a new career. You need to find a job that will actually make you feel happy and motivated and make you energized, you know, and inspire you to want to come to work. Especially these days, I can't even imagine like having to go out and get a job. I don't even know what that's like anymore. I mean, when I got my job with the Fortune 100 company, way back when, it wasn't even that long ago. I mean, it's what, like 15 years ago? A little longer than that, maybe. But when I got that job, there was no LinkedIn. There was none of this social media checking. They would just basically do a background check on you. If you checked out, good. They called your references. Oh, cool. References are good. Hire the guy, right? You pass a few tests, you get hired. Nowadays, you got to connect with people through LinkedIn. You know, there's none of this looking through the classifieds anymore or Craigslist. I mean, really, you have to connect with people through LinkedIn and you have to have good references, and then they're going to check your social media. They're going to make sure you aren't doing like YouTube videos that are polarizing. You know, they're going to make sure that you're a safe hire. So I couldn't even imagine trying to look for a job. I don't know if I could duplicate the success I had before, you know, getting jobs in corporate America. I'm much happier being an entrepreneur. And also, too, the funny thing I find about a lot of these companies these days, I mean, things have really changed. It's only been like, probably a little over 10 years since I've been out of the actual workforce and I started my own business. My business became a successful entrepreneur. It hasn't been more than 10 or 15 years. And a lot of these companies, like the work culture has changed dramatically. And I wouldn't even want to be part of the workforce anymore. I mean, you have companies like Facebook, Google, they don't even refer to their headquarters as, you know, corporate headquarters. No, what do they call it? They call it a campus, right? I was dating a girl who worked for Facebook, also dated a girl who worked for Google, and she would always call it a campus as well. Oh, I'm off to the Google campus. And then the other girl I was dating, oh, I'm off to the Facebook campus. I'm like, why do you guys call this shit a campus? Why don't you just call it headquarters? That's what it is. No, we call it a campus, right? And it's just more of this brainwashing to keep your mind in this delusion that you're still in adolescence, right? That you're still in college. Ooh, we call this a campus. We don't call it headquarters. It's not formal around here, right? And you go into these companies, right? These very successful companies, Google, Facebook. You look at the culture, I mean, nobody's wearing shirts and ties anymore. I mean, that's totally old school, right? They've got like free food they're giving you. They've got video games. They've got ping pong. They got tennis courts there. They got a workout facility. And basically, it's like they want you to kind of combine your home life with your work life. And, not to get too far off topic, but in a way, I kind of see what they're doing. It's kind of a mind manipulation as well, because they don't want you to leave, right? They give you free food, like free gym membership. You got everything free. Why would you ever want to leave this place? Why would you ever want to go out and strike out on your own? And a lot of their technology is easy to replicate, right? If you wanted to. Any budding entrepreneur could replicate their technology and start something maybe not as big as them, but big enough to free himself, maybe even build a 7-figure business. But they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to think that way. That's why they feed you free food and all these little goodies and stuff to keep you there in this delusion, this fantasy land, right? I mean, personally for me, I wouldn't last a week in that type of environment, because I was the type of guy when I worked for corporate America, I like to do my job, see my accounts, do my work, go home and not think about work again until I report back. When I was at work, I'd go in for a few hours, I'd grind, I'd hit it hard, and then once I left, I left. I didn't want to think about it. I don't need your free food, right? I don't need to sit there and play hacky sack. I don't want to do those things at work. I want to do those things when I get home. I don't want to combine my home life with my work life. If it's a company I'm working for. I mean, I'm doing that now as an entrepreneur, but this is my business. I'm fully invested in it. I'm reaping all of the rewards, right? But when you're working for a company, you're not. You're just another cog in the wheel. I just can't imagine working in that type of environment. It always kind of like mystifies me when I see them do these documentaries on like the Facebook campus, a Google campus, or Zappos, and they're talking about, oh, we let our employees, we want them to be whoever they are. People are coming into work with mohawks and shit like that. Where back in the day, the only time you'd see somebody with tats and a mohawk reporting to work was at like a record store. And that person was usually in a band, right, outside of work. They were in a band that they were trying to make big. So nowadays, you get all sorts of people just coming into work. They're coming in very casual. They're no longer dressed for work. And they're just coming in and, admittedly, they're doing their jobs. Yeah, it's just not an environment I would thrive in, just because it's not, for me, it's not conducive for getting the best productivity out of me. That's me personally. And if you really want to get the best productivity out of your workers, the solution is to just let them work from home, right? If you really wanted to, you just let them work from home. Every single one of my employees, right? I have over a dozen employees around the world, and guess what? Each one of those employees works virtually. Okay? They work virtually, and we have an app that tracks their hours, tracks their work performance, logs in their hours, pays them automatically every couple of weeks. It's kind of also mystifying to me that these companies that are so progressive and, oh, you play volleyball, at your desk, and you could do all this stuff. You could bring in your Pokemon cards. It's totally okay. We're all here to work together. I mean, if they really wanted to be like progressive, they would just let you work from home. Really, statistically, you get the best performance out of your workers when you let them work from home. Every single employee that I have gets way more done than if I were to force them to come into an office, and be themselves and play hacky sack and give them free food. They get way more done from home, working whatever hours they want to, as long as they get their work done. I don't put them on a schedule like, 8 to 5, mister. No, I'm like, hey, this is the work you have to get done this week. Get it done. These are the videos you have to have edited. This is the content we're producing. These are the thumbnails we need to be working on. Get it done. If it's, one of the websites or e-commerce sites that I'm acquiring, then I have people doing their research on it, people doing like running the ROI, running the numbers, doing the marketing, and we have our meetings for that as well. But everybody's working virtually. Then we use Zoom, we use Skype to connect with each other, to do video conferencing. There's no need to bring these people into an office. I mean, you're going to lower their productivity by bringing them into work each day, making them drive through traffic, especially here in California. It's mind-boggling. Some people have to get up at like 3 a.m., get on the road by 3:30 or 4 to get to work. Not only are they in their car for like 3 or 4 hours getting to work, but once the day is over, they're back in their car 3 or 4 hours going home. It's like, man, what kind of life is that? Why are you still dragging your employees into the office when you can let them work from home? If you really want to be this progressive, campus with no headquarters where, We don't have headquarters. It's just like a college campus. It's like a playground. You get to be whoever you are. It's like if you really want to be progressive, you'd let people work from home. These companies, the way they operate, it's like nursery school, right? And then you wonder why these adults never grow up. It's like, dude, you're here to work. Just do your job and go home. So yeah, all these documentaries I've seen about companies like this, they're always bragging about, oh, yeah, we hang out not only at work, but after work, we hang out some more, you know, and it's like, okay, but how much work are you actually getting done? I mean, for me personally, if I was going to work for a company, I'd want to separate all that. I'm like, I just want to go into work, grind, do my job, and go home and not see you people until the next day. I want to have my own life outside of work. I want to eat the type of food I want. I don't want to have to like get addicted to your free meals, your free dinner, your free breakfast. It's very cultish because I went to the Facebook and the Google campus, as a matter of fact. I knew 2 people who were working there, 2 girls that I was dating. And so I went to 2 different Google campuses, and it's just really like kind of ominous how cultish, yeah, I guess that's the best word, how cultish it is. And everybody's there just kind of like, it's almost like a liberal paradise. I guess if you're liberal, you probably like working there, right? But it's very cultish. And yeah, I would not be able to function in that type of environment, especially these days. This is why I struck out on my own, and thank God I did. It came at the perfect time when corporate culture was changing, and we still don't know how that's going to play out, if it's going to play out for the better or the worse. But my opinion is, if you really want to be progressive, you just let people work from home and do their jobs where they could spend time with their family. They don't have to leave their dogs at home in their tiny apartment while they run off to work. They don't have to spend their lives sitting in traffic or riding these buses to work. A lot of these tech companies, whether it's, again, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they'll have like a pickup stop, almost like a bus stop, where all the employees will go and park, and then they'll pick up the employees, take them to work, and then at the end of the day, bring them back to this parking lot where they could drive home. And it's like, just let them work from home, man. That's the best scenario. If you're anything like me and you just don't function well in this environment, and it kind of just makes your stomach queasy that your office looks more like a playpen, like a nursery school, than an actual work environment, then maybe you need to strike out on your own, or maybe you just need to find another job, because entrepreneurship in itself is not for everybody. I've done a coaching video on that, how there's a lot of risk involved, a lot of financial risk, a lot of sleepless nights, but there's also a lot of reward. You'll get to know yourself really, really fast when you become an entrepreneur. It's like when you do game and pickup. You get to know yourself really, really fast. You gain a high degree of self-awareness. You really, really get to know who you are, what you're about, what your strengths are, and what your weaknesses are. So in that sense, I advise more people to try to strike out on their own. But if you don't want to do that, you have a family and you don't want to take those type of financial risks, understandable. You need to find a job that has like that old school culture where you can best perform. But if you like working at a nursery and you like playing hacky sack all day with your coworkers and hang out with them 24/7, and you want to take advantage of free food, then work for a company like that. I mean, it's all about what fits your personality. My personality is I would never thrive in that type of environment. I would feel kind of ridiculous. That's just me. I don't want to go to work to play video games or play table tennis with anybody. It's just not something that I want to do personally. I like going to work, getting my job done, and leaving. I mean, that's what motivated me to go to work back when I was working for the Fortune 500. I'm like, okay, I'm getting up, I'm going to knock out my work as quickly as possible, and I'm going to head on out and do my own thing. That's what motivated me. But if it was like, oh, come in, we got a game of badminton going on at 12, and then at 2 o'clock we're watching a movie at work, and we're just going to have our laptops, and it's like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. Right. Also, too, you don't really have an office anymore. I mean, back when I worked for the corporate company, I got promoted. I got my own office. I was like so proud of that. I brought my dad there, I brought my family there, I brought my grandmother. I just wanted to show off my office. I'm like, look, this is so cool. Right. It was a corner office. I had a view and I had a door. I was able to shut the door. No more cubicles. I had my own office and I was so proud of that. I was like, this is so cool. Right. I had privacy. You don't have that shit these days, especially with a lot of these tech companies. You're not going to get your own corner office anymore. They don't do that old school stuff. No walls, right? Instead, they don't even like cubicles, by the way. You don't even get your own privacy with the cubicles anymore. Apparently now, they just kind of like put you in this circle. Like they put these chairs in a circle and then you all just sit there and kind of like look at each other like dumbasses all day. And again, if that's something you like, if that's something that fits your personality, then that's great. You know, that fits to your strength. Obviously, I'm being biased towards my own strengths. To me, again, I would feel like I'm back in kindergarten or something. And that's something that when you are in kindergarten or nursery school, they tend to do, right? They put you in a circle. The way they position your chairs is in a circle where you're all kind of looking at each other. However, we're not children anymore. We're adults. I would not have this knitting circle going. I would just be like, okay, this is your cubicle, this is your cubicle, this is your cubicle. So everybody has their own privacy. Just make sure you get your work done before the end of the day and we'll all be good, right? We'll all be good. But again, me personally, I let all my employees work virtually from home because they don't need to come in the office. And most of these companies, as much as they complain about like climate change and, oh, the world's going to end in 12 years because of, you know, all these toxins in the air. You people are the ones who are contributing to this problem the most by forcing your employees who work for a software company, a tech company, making them come into the office when they can easily work from their laptop from anywhere in the world, right? And this is why real estate in California has gotten so expensive, because you got a lot of these tech companies bringing in all these employees from all over the world, and then they come here and then rents go through the roof, housing prices go through the roof, and then you got people who are natives of California like myself going, hey, what happened to the real estate that was only like 500 grand back in the day, right? Why is it 3 million now for like a 80-year-old house? That's retarded. So a lot of these tech companies, you know, the hypocrisy is overwhelming. They could easily work from home. You don't need to be forcing them to come into a physical location, your headquarters. Oh, I meant campus, your campus, to do their job. They don't need to be here. You know, you could save on feeding them free food. You could save on the hacky sack. You could save on the table tennis, the ping pong, and the video games, and the movies. You know what? Just let them work from home. And they will be 10 times more productive than actually dragging them into the office. But anyway, that's my little rant on jobs today, why I was such a horrible employee. I definitely couldn't do that, man. I would not last a second these days. I always like would be mystified that I'd be like 2 minutes late and the boss would like bring me in to talk about why I was late. I'm like, come on, man, 2 minutes? Are you kidding? Just things like that. It's just so, it just contributes to the inefficiency that and why most of these companies end up failing in the end. So I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets signing out from my garage with my DeLorean over here in the background. Beautiful car. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it. Why? So that you get notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. Okay, so hit the notification bell as well. Otherwise, you will not be notified when I upload brand new coaching videos fresh to my channel. So make sure you're notified as well. And also, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you subscribe as well. Okay, because it helps not just the channel out, but it helps out other men. Because the more people who subscribe to the channel, the more men we reach, right? And God knows men need this type of knowledge. Right? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that is to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut us down one day, right? All of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets lessons will be protected. Why? Because I'm paying for this platform and it's encrypted. So nobody can take us down, right? It's a private encrypted platform where all of my AlphaMaleSecrets coaching videos will remain forever. So if you want to support my work, that's the best way to do it, by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. and it's real easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Dun, dun, dun.